Other small details you want to do with your RV. I always turn the gas and water off. We always want our guests to do it. If they don't, then the cleaner also checks these items. But you want to slide off this propane tank cover. And in here, these propane tanks are supposed to be off. Like for example, right now, they're completely off. You only need to turn on one, but to turn it on, you just unscrew it. And it's currently set that it's going to pull from either RV tank. It's up and down. And then you're going to walk to the back. You'll notice this water hose snakes back to this shed. And before we go to the shed, I just want to point out that the shed does have a sharp corner on it. So just be careful of that when you're walking past it. When we walk past, this little door opens. And inside you'll see a little water spigot. So we're going to just go to this water spigot and turn it on. Just like the ones you see at your house. It's pretty simple. I'm going to just hear the water come through. It's now on. Again, watch your head as you come back out. This little piece here. And you now have water on. And you now have gas that gets your hot water working and your stove. So pretty simple system here. Also, you'll notice if you want to, sometimes that tank cover might be off, might be on. But this is your parking spot, so you can easily handle one car directly in front of it and one car directly next to it are your parking spots for this RV. And please, when you check out, make sure you turn off the propane and turn off the water upon checkout. Thank you. First, we're going to go ahead and walk up and get this lock box unlocked. So what we do at these RVs is we typically only lock the top lock to make this easier for you. These bottom locks can sometimes get kind of tight. So what we're going to do is your lock box should always be set straight at zeros when you show up. And you want to make sure that's also set up the exact same way when you leave. So I'm going to go ahead and put the number in. Just give me 1 second. Not going to be on the video because that number will change. So in this lock box, you're going to see keys. The square key, it depends. Usually this is going to be your main key, but in this particular case, the important thing to realize is these keys only go in one way. So if you feel nothing happening, you want to make sure you turn that over and try it again. And ta-da, you'll notice the key does turn. I already had the door unlocked, but if you want to lock it, you turn it this way. You'll notice it doesn't open. Straight up and down, it opens. So you can put that in your keychain or whatever. Just make sure you put it back in the lockbox. If we get here and there's no key in that lockbox, there is a approximately $100 fee. So we don't want to do that. So for now, I'm just going to set it back in there. When you come in, there's a couple things you have to do first when you walk into an RV. Each one's kind of unique. So this one, if you turn to your left, right above the kitchen, we have a water heater button. It's currently on. Usually when you come in, they're going to be off. That's to allow the gas to go to it, which heats up the water. And this is the power that powers that hot water heater. And you'll notice, just to make sure, the power should always be on. One way to tell that the power is on is you can see the microwave, the light's on, and you can tell the fridge. These actually run off the direct power. The overhead lights, let me turn on the switch for the overhead lights, is right next to the door. That runs off battery power. So you notice I turn the switch on, all the batteries or the lights come on. And when I say powered by the battery, these RVs recharge the battery, so you don't have to worry about that, but that's what's working the lights. If you ever have a problem with, say, the coffee maker right here decides to flip the GFI breaker, and you notice the coffee maker doesn't work, or if you notice that the TV doesn't work, what you're going to have to do is there's a little breaker up here, the GFCI outlet. You're going to have to flip this and push the button in. You'll see it pop out if the power's not working. You push it to reset it. Very simple system. If you're familiar with natural gas type RV propane systems, we always keep a lighter, and all you have to do is you've got a high output. You usually go to this high output knob, you turn it to light, and you flick a lighter right there, and it will light itself. Very simple, but you want to always make sure if you're leaving or you're not here, these are all turned to the off position. Here is your central AC system. The furnace works off the propane tanks. The hot water or the hot air works off the propane tanks in the front. The cool system works off this main AC system. If you want to get really cool, you can open up the vents completely. It'll blow air straight at you, but not to the RV. If you close it, it pumps all the air through all the vents in the RV and cools down everything in here. Just a quick reminder, when you're using the bathroom, these are very standard toilets for RVs. You've got a little handle. You pull it halfway for water and all the way to flush. So you'll notice, yeah, if you want to add a little bit of water, you pull it halfway. It's going to add water to the tank. You let go. If you want to flush, it opens up like so. That's how RV toilet works. And also the shower. These are not very large tanks that they have inside of RVs. So what we're going to do is just be mindful that you've got like a 6-gallon tank, so you don't want to use a lot of the hot water. You've got plenty of cold water in this particular model, but just keep the shower kind of short and don't try to bask in the warm water because it'll run out. And it takes a few minutes to warm back up for the next group. So everything else I think is pretty self-explanatory that we have in here. This is, of course, you can sleep on that. And the TVs do have cable channels, about 42 cable channels on both. They don't have the best internet out here. And of course, you also see there's a double full-size bunk on the bottom and twin on top.